Imagine standing on a wide desert plain. The ground is a rusty orange, stretching endlessly all around you. You look up, and the sky is an unfamiliar shade, part red, part blue, with the sun looking a tad smaller and less bright than what you're used to. There's a whisper of wind, carrying with it dust that dances in slow swirls. This isn't some exotic desert on Earth. This is Mars. Just imagine it. One day, you and I could be standing there on the red planet, gazing at a horizon that humans have only dreamed of reaching. Hi, I'm glad you're joining me today on this adventure through thoughts and dreams about the possibility of colonizing Mars. It's a topic that captures the imagination and makes us question not just if we can do it, but why we even want to. I mean, isn't Earth enough? Well, let's delve into that. Picture this. We humans have always been explorers at heart. From the moment our ancestors stood on 2 feet, we've walked, sailed, and eventually flown to the corners of our planet. That same curiosity pushes us to look at the stars and wonder, what's out there? Mars stands out, partly because it's our next-door neighbor in space, a bit like the mysterious backyard everyone wants to explore. The idea of colonizing Mars isn't just about travel, it's about survival, kind of like finding a second home. Earth is the only home we've ever known, but what if something happened, something that made living here really difficult? Some scientists think that having a colony on Mars could be like having a backup, a plan B for humanity. It's a bit comforting, like knowing you have another key hidden under the doormat, just in case. Now, let's dive into what it would take to live on Mars. The air there is thin, like being at the top of Mount Everest, and it's mostly carbon dioxide. Breathing would be a challenge. You'd need a suit or a habitat that supplies oxygen, something we take for granted here with every breath. The temperature? Well, it's pretty cold. Picture a winter day, but harsher, with temperatures often plummeting far below freezing. This means anyone living there would need housing that keeps them warm and cozy, like a cabin in the snow, but with a futuristic twist. One of the biggest hurdles is water. On Mars, water is mostly locked up as ice under the surface. To survive, we'd need to find ways to tap into that ice, melt it, and make it drinkable. It's a bit like camping in the wild, finding a stream, purifying it. Only this stream is frozen solid. But what would life actually be like? Imagine living in a dome, where outside your window is a view of a landscape that could have been painted by an artist with a limited palette of reds, browns, and a splash of blue. Inside, you have the comforts of home, maybe even a garden of plants specially chosen to grow in lower gravity. Close your eyes and think about the quietness. Mars has a silence unlike anywhere on Earth. It's a different kind of peace, perhaps a bit eerie, broken only by the hum of technology keeping you safe and alive. Thinking about this, I remember a camping trip I took as a kid. We were deep in the woods, away from the noise of the city. At night, the only sounds were the whispers of the wind through the trees and the crackle of the fire. There was an immense sky above, stars blinking down like they were watching us. It was beautiful, but I also felt small, a little bit vulnerable in an unfamiliar place. I imagine living on Mars would feel similar, both awe-inspiring and humbling at the same time. And then there's the question of identity. What would it mean to be a Martian, to be born and raised on another planet? You'd grow up knowing a very different kind of normal. Perhaps gravity would shape you differently. Your view of the universe might shift, seeing Earth in the sky as a distant, beautiful dot, a place your ancestors came from. Would you long to visit it the way we long to explore the stars? There's something profoundly poetic about this whole idea. It's the story of life finding a way, of humans reaching out into the cosmos, not just to see, but to stay. Colonizing Mars isn't just about leaving Earth. It's about expanding what home means, reshaping our understanding of life itself. Though this is all still a dream, a frontier not yet crossed, the journey to Mars is a shared human effort, involving brilliant minds and imaginative thinkers. Each step forward, each robotic mission, each rocket launch brings us one step closer to making the impossible possible. As we stand on Earth, looking up at the night sky, Mars beckons us to imagine, to dream, to push the boundaries of what's possible. It's a reminder of how far we've come and how much farther we can go. So perhaps one day, you and I, or our children or their children, will stand on that Martian soil, whispering hello to a new world that once was just a distant star. And in that moment, we'll realize the journey to Mars was as much about discovering ourselves as it was about discovering a new planet.